At the end of the day, you got somewhere that you need to be. And the longer that you take to get where it is that you are trying to go, the longer it is going to eat at you, the longer it is going to nip at your heels, the longer you are going to feel like you need to look over your shoulder, the longer you are going to be walking down alleys and hallways and feeling like somebody is constantly over your shoulder, because you're absolutely right. It's you. Yeah, it's a future version of you that's just constantly trying to push you in the direction, constantly trying to nudge you in the direction that you need to be going. And some people often ask me, where is God in that? God gave you you. And I need you to really hear what it is that I am saying, right? If you want to take it down all the way to quantum mechanics, God gave you one thing on this planet. You. Everybody else will fall away. You can't fall away from me. You can't even detach yourself from me. Even if, listen to what it is that I'm saying, and go down the rabbit hole for yourself. Go ahead and see what happens, right? There have been so many people in this life that have lost themselves. And we can say that spiritually, we can say that physically, and I'm talking about physically, right? People have gotten into major accidents, lost their memory, lost their mind. People have physically lost parts of their brain. People have gone into comas and still can't lose them. I need you to really sit in what it is that I'm saying. God gave you one of the greatest gifts on this planet, and people overlook it every single day. Because people have conditioned you, society has conditioned you, money has conditioned you. These fake goals, dreams, and aspirations have conditioned you to feel like you don't have you. That you can't just on any given day wake up and just be you again. Oh, you don't know who you are, but every single day you can figure it out. Every single day you get to choose. Every single day you get to make mistakes knowing that God is in your corner. Every single day you get to wake up knowing that the angels is on your side. And if you don't feel that, this message is not for you. You're not a part of the collective gang, and that's okay. I hope that you get there soon. But if it's not for you, it's just not for you. And I'm so tired of trying to make people fit into a mold you don't want to fit into. If you wanted to be there, you be there. And it's starting to give on this spiritual movement, gang. You just had to be there for real. Maybe you just had to be in the trenches. Maybe you weren't hurt enough, so you don't understand what it is that we're talking about when we say that God is on our side. Absolutely, I walk with God hand in hand every single day. Oh, you went with God just to pick up that medication? Yeah. But it's not even over. It's over the counter. It's not even prescription. Yeah. I go with God every time I look at myself in the mirror. Yeah. I go with God to places that people say that men ain't supposed to go. I can't hear nothing you're talking about. Every single day, every single thing that I do, I invite God in. I don't care nothing about what they say is holy. Never have. When I was outside actually trying to spread the gospel and actually doing the missionary movements and actually spreading everything that was in the Bible, constantly trying to figure out where is holy in all of this. Because if you asking me, right, a trench baby for real, if you're asking me, I don't hear nothing that Jesus does as holy. I've never seen it. What I see is a man that said, I know God, and then got to step in for real. Got to really going outside for real. Got to going everywhere that they said men don't go. But nobody wants to take that into account when they talk about Jesus' life. Jesus was everywhere they told him not to be. Do you listen to what I'm saying? There's a reason why people don't want you in those situations. They don't want you in those places because it's time for you to shake something up. It's time for you to move something, but most of the time, people hear that and they go, oh, the world don't want me there. Who cares about what the world said? What did God say? Do you see what I'm saying? What did God tell you this morning? If God told you to step, I suggest you get to step in. Otherwise, you're going to have to deal with disobedience. And then people get to trying to argue and tell you that God is not this and God is not that. What did God tell you this morning? Are you hearing what I'm saying? Are you moving with what I'm moving? What did God tell you this morning? Because nobody can hear God the same way. Nobody hears God the same way. Nobody interacts with God the same way. God does not move through everybody the same way. You think Peter and Paul met the same version of God? You think that Jesus and Moses met the same version of God? You think Sodom and Gomorrah met the same version of God as Jonah? Or are we missing something here? Absolutely not. We're not even meeting the same God from the Old Testament. And the problem with people is they don't believe that God evolves. Everybody goes, oh, God is perfect. You want to know what perfect is in a chaotic world? Something that is adaptable in every single situation. But they don't want to hear that because that becomes problematic. Because that makes people feel like, oh, you can make God into anything. Absolutely right. God woke up and told you something this morning. You, not me. I ain't hear what God told you this morning. I suggest you get to doing it the same way I'm going to get to doing what God told me to do this morning. And we're going to see who got better results. The disobedient party or the obedient party. And isn't it funny how everybody that says that they are obedient to God, you ain't never heard nobody say I was obedient to God and then lost everything. You ain't never heard nobody say that. You never heard anybody say that. Never. Not even Job. So I feel like people just have to sit with the actual realization that you are not to be holy. That's something that they made up to recondition you to this idea that sin is so condemning that one sin that you didn't repent is going to get you in hell. No, you are to give your life over to God, the state of your spirit, the state of your mind every single day. That's it. That's all you have to do. All you have to do is have faith, actually. All you have to do is proclaim, I believe in God. Isn't it funny how they have everybody so confused, so conditioned, so programmed to believe that God is not adaptable, that the God that they wrote on paper, which by the way is an edited God. Listen to what I'm saying. As somebody that believes, as a devout believer, listen to what I am saying. The Bible God, the biblical God, is an edited version of God. Bare minimum, no matter what anybody says, we're not even getting the full story. And all of that hoorah and hoopla about, oh, God would have gave us more. He did. You ain't stepped outside in a minute? You think that the only thing God gave you was a book that man can pass on. That's what you're telling me. I think it's okay to be in the church. I love the church. Absolutely praise God. Absolutely come together and gather in his name. Or however you feel when it comes to God. But at the end of the day, it doesn't matter what it is that you call God, because God is God. That's from the Bible itself. Do you see what I'm saying? All you have to do is believe and obey and move. But see, people hear words like obey and then they get so afraid, so stressed out. Why? You don't have to make any unnecessary choices for your life that are going to get you somewhere that you don't want to be. The things that are on your heart, listen, all the way down to the desires on your heart, they come from God. So why not just let it be? Why not just let it rock? Why overthink it? Why overstep your bounds? You didn't create the universe, so trying to be like, oh, why should I listen to a higher power? Why stand outside and take rays from the sun? Because you can. That's the gift. That's the point. Like, you see what I'm saying? The point is that you just get to be. The point is that the gift is just be. I realized talking to people, a lot of people never grew up like being interested in science, being interested in nature, growing up watching National Geographic. You better go outside and ask somebody. Do you see what I'm saying? It gets real hectic outside. And it's not just gangs, it's not just violence, it's not just unnecessary sexual acts. It is literally that on any given day, you can swallow a teaspoon of water the wrong way and be on your deathbed, but nobody's telling you that. Nobody's reminding you, matter of fact, that every single day that you wake up, no matter what the conditions are, it's a beautiful life and it's a beautiful world. Why? Because you get to be you. Wherever it is that you are, you get to make that choice to be you. And as long as you are obedient and authentic to you, and you're not out here trying to do people wrong and be hateful and unnecessarily unjust, it's all going to fall in your favor. It doesn't mean that every single step isn't going to have the highs and the lows, but it does mean that everything is going to fall in your favor. And if you don't believe that, you're not far enough in the journey. It's not the video for you. Do you see what I'm saying? Every single day I see people pass by the greatest gift of all, which is just to be you. That's it. You don't have to be Mariah Carey if you're singing. You don't have to be Basquiat if you're picking up a paintbrush. You don't have to be nobody other than you, because you is your own story. That's the story that people came to hear, yours. How did you get here? Because every single day we're looking out into the world and we're looking for the next fractal of God. That's it. We recognize that we are all just waves and frequency and resonance at the end of the day, and you have people in the pulpit that are going to sit here and tell you that that's not true the whole time. You had to get a degree just to stand up there most of the time. You ain't never take a science class a day in your